I've done a lot of gambling in my life, and I feel like the only way to quit gambling is to end on a loss, a big loss. The only way you're actually going to quit is if it hits hard enough that you never want to feel that again. Because, you know, let's say you're down bad, you're down like tens of thousands of dollars, but then you hit like one big win and you get it all back. You're ending on a massive high, which is going to like feedback loop you back into gambling or whatever the word is. So this is why I actually never ever recommend gambling. I actually did something recently that I didn't actually realize it was gambling until it was too late, because it wasn't a casino or a slot or anything, and then I just lost literally like so much of my money. But yeah, the reason why I think you need to end on a loss is because, like what I said, like if you end in a win, you want to keep going. And you might realize it's a problem and stop for a little bit after like a big win. You're like, oh, okay, I said I was going to stop. I just won like $30,000 back or whatever, and we're good now. But your last impression is that massive win, even if it's a little win, like a regular win. Like you end on a good note with it. So whenever you think about gambling again, you're thinking positively about it. And it's a strong positive, because that's a win. You won a lot of money, so your last thought is like, oh wow, I won $30,000. It's like, why can't I do that again? So you go back in and then you start playing again. But if you end in a loss, like a big loss, like it really has to hit hard enough that you stop forever. So next time you lose and it hits you really hard, like, wow, I just lost tens of thousands of dollars. And you don't want to go back for a while, because that you have a bad impression of gambling. But eventually, as time goes on, you might forget about it and kind of like forgive that you did all that, and then you might start again. But you do still have a little bit of resistance because you didn't do it for so long. But that's the exact moment where you just you need to realize that you can never go back, because if you end on a win, you're going to keep gambling. And if you end on a loss, well, you lost money. And there's no benefit to either side. Gambling is always a lose-lose. It's not just because the house always wins. Because you keep going back. Even though they only have a 1% edge, it's because you keep going back from those highs.